Well, tomorrow is pour day. We finally have these walls ready to go. Trucks are supposed to come tomorrow, and we were just finishing up a few last things, getting it ready. It's been sitting for a while, so I added a few of these guys here in various spots where there was some bowing happening. Mostly, I believe, because of the swelling of the wood with it getting wet. We adjusted this ramp so that we got nice clearance underneath. Be able to, properly scrape the concrete and all that. Everything's good. We oiled all the wood on the inside as much as we could. Obviously, these tall sections we couldn't get all the way down to the bottom. But yeah, we're good. It's just a little bit of cleanup. I got to get the oil out of there. The brushes. That pipe will just kind of hang out there. It won't bother anybody. I want to get a staging system set up. This is like an example. Like, I got my bolts. They're all marked to where they need to be in the concrete. I got drill, screws if we need it. I want to get a pile of wood down over there out of the way, organized, in case we need to do any emergency patching if anything's going to bust. Yeah, be super simple. Get in a pump truck, so there's going to be somebody from the concrete company that's going to be holding the hose and kind of just going where I tell them, filling it up and all that. So I'll be next to him or her. Last time it was a woman. And then somebody's going to be down here at the bottom. I have a reciprocating saw that I'm borrowing, and they're going to be basically going along the wood, consolidating the concrete. So they're going to be doing that in the sections where I can't reach. I have a 8-foot internal vibrator. It's like a long hose thing that goes down. I'm hoping it won't be a problem. Look down here. And I tried a test run. There's a whole bunch of stuff for that thing to get caught on going down. So it might be a bit of a struggle. I need to do every other one. So like I'll go down there and then vibrate it up and down, and then over here go vibrate down and then vibrate up. Concrete I'm getting, it's going to be let me see if I can remember this. It's going to be 3/8 aggregate, 3,000 pounds, air entrained, medium water reducer, slump 7. I think those are all the qualifiers on it. But that is what I basically was talking with the company about because of all this junk, and I'm worried about being able to consolidate it fully. They're like, use that. It'll do most of the job by itself, and then you won't have any problem finishing off, with the ways that you're planning on doing it. And it should flow nice. It should be nice and flat. I was watching a YouTube video, Dirt Doctor or something like that, where, especially because it's going to be thin, when I'm pouring and it fills this level up, but I'm going up higher, then it's going to be a bulge here that'll pile up. So I got to wait for that to kind of cure a little bit before we scrape it off. So that's the plan, and that's going to happen tomorrow morning. Less than 24 hours away, we should have concrete walls for our foundation, which would be awesome. Everything's as straight as we can possibly make it. We've double checked that, made adjustments. Yeah, fingers crossed. I'm just waiting for the concrete trucks to get here, and this happened. I think I need a new chair.
All right, the pump truck's here. The cement truck's here. Franz is here. We're ready to go. Just getting everything ready. Going in. So far, so good.
Well, the concrete trucks are gone, pump trucks are gone, and we got ourselves a foundation. It's just setting here and drying off. Getting all the sill plate pins in. Only got that section over there left to do because it's still a little bit too wet. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm very happy. On here, we had a little bit of bowing. I had an emergency piece of wood we had to put in place just to make sure it didn't explode. But at this point, things are drying off so much that, you know, like as time goes on, risk decreases. So we are totally out of the woods in terms of worrying about things falling apart. Definitely getting a pump operator was absolutely priceless. He actually, there was something about the slump, it being too high of a number, where you know, he was totally right. He advised at the beginning, he's like, don't use the slump you're planning on doing, which was 7. He said we had mid-range water reducer. I think I mentioned that already. He said don't use 7, use 5, because he was concerned about the wood busting. And you know, I said, okay, you know, we trust your judgment. Do what you think. And he was right, because later on, the next, I think the 3rd truck or 2nd truck came out, did have a slump 7, because they added too much water because they didn't get the memo. And I basically, he said stop vibrating, because it looked like, you know, there were a few spots of strain on the wood. So yeah, so he was right, and it was, you know, we have a wall that's now standing. And you know, if you're doing this stuff for not your job, then I definitely say trust the people that do it every day and know what's going on with these slumps and what different things can take. And you know, they might not have all the exact science because they're doing the driver's job, they're not behind the desk doing the engineering, but they can have a gut feel of what things are going to take, and it's going to far surpass any research that an amateur is able to do. Okay, well, it's the next day. It's been 24 hours since we stopped. We got some hard concrete there that's not moving, and it's time to start stripping. Close to this thing, you can feel heat coming off of it. Earlier, you could feel more. I don't think it's the sun. I think it's the concrete, you know, getting hard. That is our first face that was behind a piece of wood. Not too bad with you know, the holes and whatnot. I didn't get the vibrator super close to this because the guy was warning me against it, because he was worried about things busting out. But yeah, it seems to you know, be pretty good. Not perfectly smooth, but good enough. So we got a few little, well, one little piece here opened up, and the sides here. So that's looking pretty darn good. We did the proper vibration over here. Remember, this is, well, I don't think this was on the video, but below here was a slump 5, so we were able to do full vibration. Once we got up much higher, we couldn't do full vibration, and he was warning me away from these edges. So let's see what, oh, let's see what's behind this. I'm gonna have to put down the camera for this. See if I can get it off.
Oh, you're gonna kick yourself off the wall.
Yeah, hold on. I think you might need to come around. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. We do have a bit of a cold seam there. I think that's a cold seam.
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, we're looking good. No complaints. So yeah, I'm optimistic about the rest. Stuck on the insulation? Yeah. There we go. That looks pretty nice.
Nice.
It's these little guys here. Even that line, that seam doesn't show as much as I thought it would. Awesome. Okay, so low section working out really well. I'm still nervous about the high section and how many more cold seams there's going to be. So let's keep going. The top is looking pretty good, and that didn't have any vibration because, you know, it was a really runny slump at that point. So yeah, this is looking very good. Very optimistic about the rest of this. Well, we're working on getting the forms off, as you can see, and we're mostly done. There's that one little box there. There's, you know, like a handful of tiny little ones on the other sides. I'll show you in a minute, but that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna end the video after I give you a tour of the rest of it, and we're gonna move on to working on getting the retaining wall set up. And like, as we're clearing things out, because it's such a disaster right now, I can't get around there safely, we're just gonna start stacking boards there for that wall, which should be, you know, it should go pretty quick. Like the wood's already cut and drilled. Just gotta get those little things screwed in and place it, and then we'll add reinforcement afterwards. But it's only like 16 feet long and 8 foot high at the max, and then I'm gonna try to do like a taper down, but see how that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd say it was very successful. No massive voids. The consolidation is, I'd say, pretty decent. Just spots like this where you got a little bit of holes, but I don't think that's an issue at all. My first and probably only time ever pouring a house foundation. I'm very pleased. Alright, see you later.